What is up, guys? This is Exhilarates. I'm bringing you the map Standoff. This is part 2 out of the 3 videos I will be showing you. This is Demolition Feeding Spots. If you're just tuning in on this video, please go watch part 1 on the map Hijacked. I really recommend you doing that, so you can get somewhat of a comfortable feeling of what I'm trying to show you. So if you haven't seen part 1, I recommend you going doing that right now and to come back to this video. I will link a notation about right now. So if you haven't seen that, go please check that out. But let's get to this. I put a time limit on just because I don't want this video to be 20,000 minutes long. So let's get right to it and then waste no time. Let's just say you spawn on this side, for example. And now what you gotta be careful is that you're always gonna have guys constantly coming in this windows once it cut off spawn, and maybe some guy coming around this corner. So that's something you have to be aware about. So what I usually do is I come off spawn, obviously, and I usually burst. You don't want to keep sprinting like this around the corner and not knowing anything what's going on and going like this. You know, you can't avoid like that. You gotta be aware of your surroundings. So I usually come off this block and I usually look in the 2 windows up there. And there's usually at least one guy that comes in windows. It's pretty 9 times out of 10, and maybe probably 7 times out of 10 a guy comes around this corner. So you look right here. You can use this car. Don't sprint. Just burst your way over here. Look behind this car. See if you can pick anybody off. I usually can pick one guy off, obviously, every single round. So you get one guy off. Now this is where this is kind of where you place your tack insert in this little cubby hole. It's very noticeable. I do not usually get my tack camped, but when I do, I can show you another spot where I can place my tack insert. But that's something that's very, it's protective. No one's gonna really see that unless they're actually looking like this or something. You can't see here, you can't see here, well, you can really see the green light, but it's very protective, and it's a fairly really good spot for a tack insert in my opinion. So after you pick off these 2 guys, you place your tack insert right here, and you gotta be aware, like I said, you can't be sprinting through this and ignoring what's going to be going on. You have to just not sprint and just kind of, obviously not sprint, just kind of walk. You gotta be careful about kids camping here, because if they're on to what you're doing, they will kill you. Obviously, the guy camped in the corner, and there's constantly people, coming in and out of this building just because for, obviously the B bomb site. So kids coming in and out. There's something you have to be aware about. There's kids coming in over here, kids coming over here. They're just everywhere in this map, obviously, because it's demolition. So when you're coming out of your tack insert, you gotta be aware of just someone randomly coming on the corner. But this is what I do. I usually check this corner right here first, and I usually check over here just because some kids like to camp right here. Stay here, reload their gun just because, they're trying to get inside this building, because this is pretty much kind of like of a war zone right here, because people are trying to get the B bomb. It's more popular than bomb A site, so because A site's usually a little bit easier and B is a little bit harder just because it's inside a house. So you gotta be aware this kid's gonna be camping in this corner, trying to get in here. So if you pick someone off over here, you can come over here and see if anybody's in this little corners. And then this is what I usually do. I usually come around here, and this is where the magic happens. I will be showing you the 2 spawn points. There's a spawn point right here, I believe, and then there's one in here, this little farmhouse building. So, all right, right here. So you come around this corner, right, and if anybody knows, there's usually a spawn point line where you can't go past. So what I usually do is I usually use this wall as like a little a guide to know where I'm going with the spawn trap. So I usually come right here. This is your first look. Obviously, with the first spawn point I showed you is like right over here. So you look over there and you pick someone off, and it's over here by these little bushes. Is the second spawn point. Obviously, you're gonna have this one guy that spawns in there, so that's something you have to be aware about. But I usually come out here like this, pick one guy off, pick another, and I usually come back down. I don't keep staying up here like this, just because the closer you are to the spawn, their spawn points, the harder kind of it is to spawn point. Obviously, there's usually an invisible line you can't pass. Like I said, you can't do a feed like this close. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be very effective because you're too close to the spawn points. So that's something you just have to be careful about. And, like I said, it's just how your team is set up to make this spawn trap a lot work better. You don't need a party of 6. You can do this by yourself. But, like I said, a party of 6 is always just better because it's your friends. You can tell them what to do and what to do. It's just a lot easier with a party of 6. But you can do this by yourself. I've done it before and it worked fine. So there's 2 spawn points over there. You get one guy, you come back, and I usually look over here. And the reason is because there's usually there's spawn points over here or somewhere over there, and kids like to come up here like this, and then if they're not into what you're doing, they usually come and aim and try to pick you off there. They come down this box trying to pick you off, or they're running next to this car trying to kill you, or you know, they can trying to get in the building. So there's three ways they're pretty much trying to get out, and you have to watch all three at the same time. You gotta watch the box, you gotta watch the haystacks, and you gotta watch kids coming around the dumpster. So you can get one guy, you get another, you come back, watch the haystacks, watch the car, pick someone off. Now let's just put a scenario out there. Let's say your team is pushing up this side by A side, and they're in this building right here, and you're realizing as a sniper that they're not spawning. Obviously, you have to realize if they're not spawning over there. If you're like this, you're going back and forth, you're not seeing anybody spawn, and then they're usually spawning by gas station. Now there's usually spawn points over here, right here. There's usually obviously the spawn points, so there's something you have to be aware about and watch. So yeah, like I said, there's over here. They usually come out like this, running, try to get into this this bomb site building. So if you're realizing they're not spawning over there, I usually come right here and jump out like this, and then see if I can pick someone off, because they're gonna be coming out, and you can just kill them, chill them. You know, and this is actually really kind of effective too. But you're always gonna have that one guy that comes over there that spawns in that building and comes out and kills you. So you know, that's pretty much this side. Both sides on this map are fairly effective in my opinion. They're both kind of equal, except on the other side you have more protection. But I'll be showing the other side now. Okay, now on this side, like I said, it's fairly equal to the other side, because you have this huge tank right here that you can work with. It's used, and this game the tanks are fairly bigger than the previous Call of Duties, which is a good thing. So this is pretty much your protection, your shield that you will be using for the spawn trap. Now let's just get to it. Now let's just say, for example, you spawned on the other side of the map. What I usually do is I usually come right here and place my attack insert. Oh, it's in this little hole. Forgot. Okay. Now let's just say that, like I said, you're pushing up the side. You just switch sides. What I usually do is I usually come behind this car, and I usually look in this window, just because it's Granny's house, and it's very, people constantly go up there in the spawns. People will be coming on this block. Like I said, like for me, I usually come on the corner no matter what. So you gotta be aware of that. You come right here, or you can, you know, just sit here and look and just wait for them, because there most likely will be a guy going in Granny's house on top of the roof that you have to be aware about. So let's see, you picked that guy off, and you pick the guy off a barrel. You can come right here to place your attack insert. And you may be wondering, Exhilarates, that's not a great spot for attack insert. It's right in the open. It is, but it's actually very effective. I'll be showing you another spot for your attack insert, but let's just go with this one. But the one thing you do have to be careful about, obviously, like I said, it is in the open. But there's spawn points over here on this side of the map. That's something you have to be aware about. Like I said, it matters how your team is set up, and I would be constantly repeating myself about that. It matters how your team is set up. If your team is set up really awkward, and the enemy team is pushing up your players' lines, it's gonna mess with the spawn trap, and it's not gonna be as effective. So, if it's not working out, you must be doing something wrong, or your team is set up really awkward and it's not working out. So, like I said, a party 6 could be somewhat better, but then again, you don't need a party 6 to do this, because I've done it by myself numerous times, and it's worked perfectly fine. So yeah, there's gonna be spawn points over here, and there's constantly guys running out of this building trying to get to the B-bomb, just running in here, to coming back out. You know, there's constantly guys coming in and out of this building that you have to watch out for. So, and they will see your attack insert. I can see it right here just from the green light. And if they have engineer on, they can obviously see where your attack insert is at. So I mean, that's not it's a good spot, then it's not. It depends how good the other team is that you're playing. So you just gotta be aware of that. The kid's coming out of that building when you come with your attack insert out of the blue room. So if you're coming in, you're just placing down. Just look like this. This is pretty much my first look out of my attack insert. Or if someone's playing like a scrub, they'll camp your attack insert and lay behind you or something. You know, you guys all had your tag camped before. So so you come in here, you look at the blue room, see if you can pick anyone off. Most likely you will, because there's constantly guys coming out that building. And then you come right here. You have 3 looks right here. You got the granny's house, the window, the roof, the barrel, and then over here. But you're looking at Granny's house and the roof kind of at the same time, obviously, because you're looking up. So when you come off your attack insert, you look up at first, and you don't see anybody in here, then you look at the barrel for your second look, and your third look is using your peripheral vision. You have to see if there's anybody over here just running the side of the map. So you just have to kind of watch out for that if it's anybody going over there, obviously. So those are your three looks. You look at Granny's house, you look behind the barrel, and you come over here, you kind of check over there. Now this is where the magic happens. Now this you can get away with placing your tech insert right here. It's not gonna hurt anybody, depending on how good your team is. If you're playing with the full party, you may be able to get away with this just because you're blocking that part off for you. So this is another great spot you can place your tech insert, but I don't use it that much just because I usually play it by myself. So what I usually do is I usually come over here. Don't worry, guys. I will restart this game and put like a couple minutes on it so I can keep continuing on. So I'll be right back. Alright, guys. Sorry about that. I put 11 minutes on it so I know where I'm at with the video. But like I said, you put your tack insert right here, and you know, you can just be aware of the blue room. And what I usually do is obviously I come right here. Now, the two spawn points are right here, and I believe somewhere right here. Yeah. So yeah, right here, and then there's one right here. Like I said, there's spawn points over there that you have to be aware about. But this side is obviously, like I said, it's probably a little bit better just because you have this huge tank as your advantage to use for protection. But so after you get down, look at those three looks. You come right here. This is your first look for the spawn trap. You kill one guy, and then you look right here between this pole and that pole. So, say you kill one guy right there, you come right here, and you look right here. If you see the guy coming right here, kill him, come back down. And you gotta notice, I killed someone, I come back down. I don't come over here and go like this, and then look over here, because that's gonna mess up the spawns. You may get lucky and pick someone off right off the spawn, but then they're not gonna spawn there again. So you have to use this wall as your guide, just like the other side. Kill one, come over there, come back, and that's pretty much it right here. You go right here and you come back and use this tank as protection. Some guys will get away over here, so you gotta be aware of that. And kids go in Granny's house. But let's just say, for example, that this middle side is not working out for you. You can use this side of the map right here, and this is actually somewhat of a good spot to use your tack insert, just because when people come around this corner, they're not really expecting you to be there. They come like this, you're just running out or something like that. So this is a second spot for you to place your tack insert, just in case this middle spot right here is not working out for you. You can push a side right here, come through here like this, and then you have to be aware of these haystacks. Kids will camp there and wait for you. Let's just say, for example, you're playing a decent sniper on the other team. He will come here and just sit here in hardscope or wait for you or something like that. So that's a common spot. The kids that camp to kill you out the spawn trap. So that's the number one look you have to be aware about right there, is just that haystacks. So you look there, kind of look at Granny's house. You kind of look at the spawn point. You kill let's say you kill a guy off the haystacks. You kill a guy off there. Then you come right here, just jump, and you go back over there. Look between these two poles, pick someone off, and that's pretty much it. This is pretty much the map Standoff. Both sides are equally effective, except probably on this side you have more set of advantage just because you can use this tank as cover. But I will be showing you the map raid next. So yeah.